CBC podcast. It is Tuesday, so we're talking all of the movie news that came out. Not that there was a lot of news, but we had a fair amount of trailers. In case you've been under a rock, yeah, it was kind of wild yesterday. Of course, as always, I'm Mitch. Across there, on the other side of somewhere, maybe in snow. He's not quite sure. As always, it's Joe.
I would thought it was snow, but because they said in the morning it might snow, and right now it's like looking like I could go take a swim. That's how hot it feels
I
outside.
mean, snow is a kind of rain.
No, but
It's
that's
very
how
cold.
that's how hot it feels outside. They said it was supposed to be like freezing all day. It's just like I feel like I could just go out of the swim in shorts and whatnot right now.
Uh,
That's Texas weather for you. You're freezing. Jackets everywhere in the morning. By the afternoon, you're like sandals and shorts. It's Texas.
I mean, at the minute you can kind of flip that for us. It's hot enough for like shorts, but it's in the evening. No, it's
Yeah.
cold. It's chilly. But as always, you can follow us on Twitter, Mitch692 and Halftime Joe. The channel, you can follow us anywhere by just googling us, and everything will pop up. You can also listen to us anywhere from there as well.
Yep.
So yeah, of course, as always, timestamps will be in the description. I'm not sure if the timestamps right or not, but I don't care. Nothing's happening soon.
Nah.
Unless I'm blissfully unaware or something.
Definitely
Uh,
don't think so. I mean, Thanksgiving's happening, but I don't think we're gonna do anything for that.
nah, only you guys do that anyway.
Yeah.
No, it's just,
Facts.
we pretend that day didn't happen
Oh
because.
yeah. Well, Chad wants to know. Well, yes, we didn't have a TV cast yesterday. There was some good news, and we were gonna talk about Titans and Sabrina, but I figure there probably, also won't be a lot of news this week going into next. And even if there is, I feel like it'll be similar. So you can just, mix and match, and
Mm.
it'll just, kind of just roll over to next week's, and maybe next week's will go a little bit longer. Who knows? I know everybody's
It's
always
just,
asking.
no, it's a shame we didn't do one yesterday because there's a ton of stuff. Like, there was an absolute metric.
100%. I
ton
feel
of-
like it's gonna be the thing where there was a ton of stuff that one week and then nothing the next week, and it's just
Yep.
you can just
Yep.
roll it over.
I mean, pretty much. But yeah, I'm looking at the wrong list of topics. That was yesterday's. I want today's. But yeah, we're just for myself mainly. We got more the first official, I suppose, set pictures for the Monster Hunter movie, and some tiny little details about what the night is gonna kind of like what the plot's gonna be about and everything. This is worst case scenario. This movie, from the sounds of it. It's going to be a U.S. military. Something's going to happen. No doubt a monster's going to come into our dimension. Everyone's going to get sucked into that dimension. They then have to learn to be a monster hunter and and
Isn't it
stuff.
just kind of like the most generic thing possible?
It's
U.S.
the
military.
most generic thing imaginable. This is like the one red flag. It's like, no.
It's on the news for later, but there's Pokemon, and one of the most generic things Hollywood could have done would have been to just like a group of military people land into the universe of Pokemon like that. Oh my
Yep.
god, like that. Just U.S. military dropping into a universe where there's these creatures that are out of this world. Basically, is so generic.
Yep. Yep.
It's really just a sad thing that this had to happen. I don't even know too much of the lore or anything like that. I haven't even played the game, so it's like I'm not too attached to it, so I don't really care. But I know you've been retweeting people who actually are into all this, and everybody's the same way. I was just like, this is just a disappointment.
Mm, mm. I mean, like it was to be expected with Paul Wes Anderson. Like,
I guess, but
really. But the sad part is like, he's kind of reiterated what he said a couple of years back. And it's like, oh yeah, my dream Monster Hunter movie would be this. And it's like, that's as creative as you can get. Like, seriously? And it's like, okay, we now know the entire movie in and out just from that little glimpse of everything.
what just like a group of military people get in and
Yeah,
they fight monsters
yeah.
on their way out, and they
And
finally
it's
get
like,
out.
so it's like, what could be the one monster in the entire franchise that could do it? And I said it the last time we talked about this movie. It's like, it's obviously going to be the one that has like the zombie virus with it, the Gore and
Yeah,
Magar.
see, when
So
it comes to me, when you like set the whatever synopsis or quote synopsis or whatever, it sounds like, all right, group of military people, right? They drop in. They have to learn to survive really quick. They find a way out, but when they think they got out safely, something followed them to the real world or something like that, right?
Pretty much, this is exactly how this movie's gonna go. You're gonna have
Yeah.
like that's all gonna happen. They're gonna stumble across the I can't remember what the fucking thing's called. I mean, I think it's the Gormagala. It's people are gonna die. They're gonna come back up. They're gonna be like, oh, what's going on? They're gonna find the thing. They're gonna go through the portal. They're gonna find the other hunters because they said like it's based on the new one, like Monster Hunter World. So you're gonna have the Admiral. You're gonna have the Handler. Handler's gonna like teach whatever her name is, Jovovich, how to be a monster hunter. Like, pick your weapon. We have all of these because they're not that creative at all. Now she's gonna probably pick the greatsword, and then she's gonna do that. The second act's gonna end with them apparently beating the big zombie monster. That big zombie monster then transforms as it does into like a massive elder dragon. That's gonna be in our dimension. They're gonna win. And that's gonna be the movie.
No, I mean I saw the Resident Evil movies, but it's not like they were must watch for me personally, you know.
That's because they were trash.
I mean, they're all right,
they were
trash. I don't remember hating them. I just remember kind of like.
They're just not good movies.
Let's see. I'm gonna look up IMDb because I feel like I know one of those actors.
They're even worse. Resident Evil movies. Christ.
Where is Monster Hunter? But I'm looking for IMDb like this movie because I feel like I know one of those actors, but I just can't put my Monster Hunter. I don't even think he has an IMDb page yet. Oh, I put Monster World. Monster Hunter. Oh, this one. There it is. Mila Jovovich. Ron Perlman's in it. Tony Jaa. Okay. T.I. Hey, T.I.
This.
Feisty. This just feels like Transformers, but instead of Tyrese, T.I. is going to be that guy.
Pretty much what it sounded like. It kind of hurts.
I'm pretty sure Resident Evil. It's just. I mean, we said it's the most generic thing, right? Just look at Transformers, what Michael Bay did. Hey, here these robots are out of this world. Here's the U.S. military. It's just like U.S. military should really stay away from this kind of stuff, and it just ruins kind of the specialness, in my opinion. And I if it makes sense, it makes sense. Like look at like Iron Man, right? Like that made sense. I don't know if this is gonna make too much sense. I don't know.
I mean, Iron Man is like tied to the military.
Yeah,
which makes sense. Like, can't really get away from
Captain America, tied military. I mean, even in Thor, it wasn't really military. It was just Shield, and Shield on its own wasn't really even in that movie a lot. So it's like,
no. But like Anderson said, you know, what the idea behind a lot of the stuff he said, you can kind of see his train of thought, and it's like it's not.
You're
necessarily
almost there.
a bad approach to it. Like he's going, you know, there's no central character in Monster Hunter. It's you make your own one, you choose what weapon you want, and you go out and learn everything, you hunt everything. So he's taken that, and it's like, oh, you know, Mila's going to replace that, you know, the creator character part, and then she's going to be that sort of focus and like that thing. Sure. You know, fair enough. I can see what you're getting at. I don't mind the idea, but U.S. military, like,
but she's also the generic, just like army.
Yeah.
Not even like Special Forces Marines or something like that. Not even like a made up one. It's just going to be like the U.S. Army.
No, and it's just like, oh. It's like I can respect the idea to lean into the creator character bit. Like there's no given bit. No, fair enough. But like, come on. Like, do something. Because it's at the minute, it's nothing. It's kind of just like, oh.
Yeah.
But anyway, speaking of doing something but also doing nothing, the Toy Story 4 teaser has officially dropped, as well as what they've dubbed a teaser reaction, because they clearly lost Detective Pikachu yesterday.
Oh, yeah, with the new characters. So it was like, I mean, the teaser wasn't even anything, right?
I mean, that's what Pixar does. You watch any Pixar since A Bug's Life, or any Pixar teaser trailer from since A Bug's Life came out, and they're all nothing to do with the movie. They'll tell you absolutely nothing. They're all like original shorts. Just carries on the trend. Like
you know me. I'm into the whole like I don't want to know anything about the movie. I want to be as surprised as possible. And I mean, just out of those two little teaser trailers or whatever, I know. I mean, even before them, I knew I wanted to see it, but. I know there's a lot of people out there who just want to see like a trailer, and you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
these didn't really do the job. And you're right, like the second one is more so just to kind of get more attention on it because they released it on the same day as Detective Pikachu.
And they definitely lost. They lost that battle hard. So
Yeah, and I mean, I thought the second one worked out really well, mostly because I love Key and Peele. Yeah, I just love those two guys. Their comedy is just out of this world. Like it's really up there as with some of the greats, and they're a duo. So I mean, they can only make this movie better, right? Like this is cool. That
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the teaser posters?
There's one with just Woody, isn't there? Like he's just like by himself.
A lot of them are kind of like taking that style. Like there's one of they dropped a few more today. So there's like one of Buzz, there's one of Ducky and Rabbit, whatever their names are. There's one of Spoonie, or whatever the new thing's called.
A Forky? Sporky.
Is it Forky?
It looks like a spork.
It is a spork.
Yes.
I think they call him Forky, which
it should just be called Sporky. It's a spork.
Yeah, especially when Forky's just kind of like, come on now.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. I see it. It's just like they're by themselves. It's like a brown to black fade.
It looks like they've just gone. We want the Logan posters. Let's just take those.
I'm surprised somebody hasn't tried to make those. Oh, okay. So Sporky is like a fork and a spoon because he has both of them in his hands.
Well, that's why. It's
no. But he has both of them in his hands.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, and the Caesar poster, he just has like it's the spork in the middle and then the fork on the right and the spoon on the left, like he's holding them like they're like weapons or something. But I what was it? I had heard that the initial kind of thought process for the fourth movie was going to be something about Bo Peep was missing because she wasn't in the third one. But that's all out the window, isn't it? That's because of what had happened.
From what I've heard, it's not entirely out of the window.
I'm sure they'll still keep some of it, but that's because there was that controversy that had happened with somebody at Pixar. Kind of forgot who.
Yeah, I can say I can't remember what it was, but I wouldn't bank entirely on them having scrapped everything. I think the Bo Peep subplot might still be there. Well, it's just not the main focus.
You'd have to assume it because it was not like it was that long ago that controversy happened and completely scrapping the story, making up a new one. It might have took too long. So just kind of keeping some elements of it but adding different things might make it. And who knows, maybe Key and Peele's like characters were after that controversy. They're like, we have to kind of switch it up. Who can bring in that new fire? Oh, Key and Peele. Like they haven't been in this series before, and they're going to be great. So, yeah, I mean, it's Toy Story, right? We're going to go watch it.
It's Toy Story. Everyone's going to see it.
Yeah, everybody's going to see it, and everybody's going to make those jokes on Twitter about from that one movie where Adam Sandler's like a big kid in school with a bunch of these other kids, and like they're just sitting down. Crisscross. Yeah. Like everybody's gonna be like me when Toy Story 4 comes out. Everybody's making those jokes already.
At least I can't do the jokes of like waiting in line for Toy Story 3, and like it's all gonna be kids and the adults at the front.
Or like there's people who do the jokes of like going to see Toy Story 4 and it's just like a gif of somebody like some man just like pushing kids out the way or something like.
Yeah.
Those jokes are for like everything. I swear, dude.
I mean, I'm pretty certain Toy Story 3 started that off.
Yeah,
like, it makes sense. Like Toy Story 3 and then Incredibles 2, and then it's just it's been used for everything.
Maybe Car Street, but I'm not sure about Car Street. Incredibles 2 and Toy Story 4 for sure.
Definitely not. No one gave a crap about Car Story.
Yeah, I think it's on Amazon. Hey, check it out. Because I remember there's a joke about it where it had the same trailer as like the Dark Knight Rises. That was like the funniest thing.
The first like initial, I think it was the first couple of like teasers and trailers were very like, whoa. that
was the best thing. I hope it still had kind of kept that tone, but probably not because it's going to be unintentionally funny, but it would probably make it more enjoyable. Toy Story 4, everybody's going to see it, and we don't know the story, but we kind of do because of rumors. But we're going to go see it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from what just to give chat a little bit here. Like Tom Hanks talking about that final scene and like Tim Allen crying and all that.
During the fourth one? Like he read it and Tom Hanks came out and was like, when we did the reading, it was just wow.
Yeah. Apparently it gets pretty intense. So
You know, I've always wondered, like, how intense do those readings get? And I always hear they do get pretty intense, especially when you've been with the characters for a long time. But can it, though? Like, to me, it just sounds like you're reading, but I guess if you've been doing this job for such a long time, this is almost like a goodbye to certain characters, probably. I guess.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It never got onto me of how like readings can get intense and people crying and stuff like that. But
I mean, you think it's no different to actually acting out a role.
I guess so, because you're all acting it out, right? Because you're doing the
like
reading.
You're watching the movie, and because you have to kind of like
picture it. You have to imagine it. Yeah, I guess so.
It's like I can.
I guess so. Yeah.
So I would love to have been there when they were recording the Inferno scene in Toy Story 3.
Oh gosh.
Because that was just like, ugh.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like my little nostalgic heart. No, but something completely void of nostalgia for me. I don't know where I was going with that. Alita Battle Angel has her third trailer out. Have you watched this?
I've taken a point to not watch this, mostly because I saw that first trailer or whatever it was, and it just, I don't know, it doesn't look that interesting to me. I don't know about you. It just, I feel like this is one I could definitely skip and maybe catch on home video at some point, but it's not like I'm rushing to the theater to go see. Is that a hot take? Am I one?
No.
Okay.
I don't think it is.
Okay.
It's general consensus, to be honest. No, it just doesn't read. It tells you one thing the other trailers hasn't, even though the trailers told you the entire movie.
What is, you want to tell me? I don't really care. Like, what is it? What's the one thing?
It's just kind of saying that where she's come from.
Oh.
It is like, and I don't know the whole Alita Battle Angel story.
Me either.
Yeah.
I don't know it either.
There must be like a society above them in the sky or something, because they go, "Oh, you came from there because we found you in the
angel." Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense.
Yeah.
But no, it's just more of the same from the other trailers. Really, it's just like okay.
Everybody's still just kind of like, sure, right? Like that. I don't know. I don't really know the consensus of what people are feeling about this so far, because I just try to stay away from it. I'm just like,
Like, I know one person who knows about Alita Battle Angel, and they're not exactly impressed with what's going on with this movie. So
I mean, I'm not like that. It's not like the first trailer actually impressed me all that much. It's just kind of like, it's fine.
I think the only thing that came from the first trailer was why are her eyes so big. And it's just like,
that's what everybody.
Yeah, it's just like, well, I mean, that's how they were in the book, I suppose, but it is what it is. But yeah, if you're excited for Alita Battle Angel, there's not much more to say on that. Yeah, it's a thing that exists. It'll be out soon. Yeah. I don't know when this next one's out. Of course, the thing that everyone's been talking about since maybe not quite the thing everyone's been talking about since yesterday, but the biggest bit of movie news was that the Pokemon Detective Pikachu trailer has officially dropped.
It surprised me because I kind of just woke up to it.
I think most people did.
Yeah, I just woke up and I look on Twitter and I see a picture of it and I'm like, did a trailer come out? And then I just go automatically to see the trailer and it's just, whoa. But yeah, I don't know, I have a feeling you don't like it as much.
No, I'm in a weird place with it because you look at you go on like DeviantArt or like just Google it and you always see people doing realistic takes on Pokemon, and I've never liked them. They've always looked weird and horrible.
Sure, yeah.
And with this, they've kind of met those fan arts with the animation in the middle, and it's like, right, we'll go the hyper-realistic route, but they're gonna still just look like the animations, and it's really putting me off. Like the movie looks good. It looks better than it has any right to be,
100%. Like,
come on. It's probably going to be the only good video game adaptation we're ever going to get at this rate, which
I agree.
Feels kind of weird to say. I'm not sold on Ryan Reynolds. All I hear is Deadpool.
Really? I mean, I guess
his voice does not match. They got him for a name, and that's
maybe like a PG Deadpool, I guess. But to me, it's I don't know. I laughed. I feel like I laughed more at this than I did at Deadpool. I don't know. I just maybe I'm not that fond of that character Deadpool, but just the way in this, like, it didn't need like dick splash or something like that.
Well,
You know
no.
what I
I
mean?
mean,
Like like Deadpool. I feel like Deadpool relies, especially the movie this movie specifically, it relies heavily on just kind of like vulgarness, you know, of like
yeah. But what I mean is, it's like, like, yes, it's Ryan Reynolds, and of course he's going to sound like Ryan Reynolds, but it just sounds like he's doing the Deadpool voice.
I think he just sounds like he's doing better Deadpool. I found.
But even so, it's like, I'm just hearing Deadpool. I'm not hearing. To be fair, you're not going to hear Pikachu obviously because Pikachu doesn't talk. But
well, not in like stuff but I mean in the movie he did.
We don't talk about that.
I actually haven't seen the movie, but I remember he did. I remember everybody was talking about it.
Yeah, we don't talk about it.
I don't mind it.
That did not happen.
I was never that mad about it.
Pikachu had a squeaky voice in that, and that suits Pikachu. This is just Ryan Reynolds.
When you
I just can't get past it.
In the trailer, when the guy's like the kid is first off, I think that kid's probably going to do a bad job, but that's neither here nor there. I think they could have got a better actor. I don't know, just the way
the lead guy.
Yeah, I'm not feeling him at all. Justice or something like that. But I'm not feeling him at all.
Justice Smith.
There's something. There's like a couple of scenes or shots, and I'm just like, this guy just seems like he's overacting. He's like, you get it? Like, I'm trying to be distraught, or you get it? Like, I'm trying to be mad. Like, it's just.
I mean, that's fair.
He's probably like a new actor, so that makes sense, I guess. I don't know.
I didn't get that personally. I thought he actually did quite a.
Oh no, that was the only thing that I'm worried about this film is him. That's the only thing. Everything else I'm fine with. But I mean, I guess the plot is generic. We have to find your dad, but it is what it is. I just want this to be like a great entry for further Pokemon movies, because
I mean, this is gonna make a ton of money.
Oh hell yeah, let's go! I'm so here for that.
The fact that this first trailer got the response it did and knocked off Toy Story from Twitter entirely, like, this movie's made money.
Oh yeah, okay, but back on the whole like. Pikachu's like Deadpool thing. So in that one moment where he's
it's not that he's like
Deadpool. Yeah, he just sounds like Deadpool.
I just hear Deadpool.
Oh, okay, it's tomato, right? But in that one scene where the guy's like, you hear him, right? That woman's like, yeah, Pika Pika, and then he says Pika Pika, but super squeaky, and then it goes back to Ryan Reynolds.
Because they just use the Pika Pika soundbite, they're using everything.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
not
like,
Ryan Reynolds
that's what I'm saying, like. So, your point is that it doesn't necessarily sound like how Pikachu would probably sound if he was talking. That's my point. Where the Pika Pika is so squeaky compared to Ryan Reynolds' actual thing, where you think they would have had Ryan Reynolds actually do Pika Pika, but because
that probably would have been better.
Yeah, it would have made it more seamless of that, but I guess it is what it is, and that's my point of like, yeah, he's not gonna like sound like Pikachu, but. I think I'm okay with it. Like and like I said, it just feels like a PG Deadpool, but I'm 100% here for it.
I wouldn't say it feels like a PG Deadpool.
It is a PG Deadpool. Is that what you're saying?
No. That's why I said I wouldn't say.
Because there's that one joke that I feel like Deadpool would also make, where he's talking to Mr. Mime and then something he shove. He's like, I shove people away when I care too much. Yeah, like that's a joke that like Ryan Reynolds / Deadpool makes, and I'm like, oh, that was so funny. I just love that, and it reminds me of like how much I found Deadpool to be funny, but then I remember like, oh yeah, he would just randomly throw in a dick joke for like no reason. It just like just kind of turns off the whole comedy. I don't know. It just feels like Deadpool, what ruins is the vulgarness, because he has great comedy, Ryan Reynolds, but it just sometimes like, oh, gotta add in a dick joke here, and it's like you just kind of ruin the flow. But with Pikachu, I feel like since it doesn't have the need for that, his comedy is gonna show off more in there, and I think people are gonna be like, maybe this is some of his like best voiceover work, and he could be one of the best voice actors out there, like big time voice.
I mean, maybe.
I don't know. Sure. I just think it's gonna be. I mean, we can all tell by the reactions, right? Everybody's gonna think it's funny just because based off the reactions. Like people are like, "Oh, that was funny here, that was funny there." I don't know if you've been seeing like people get super detailed into it. Where there's that one when Pikachu's like walking across in front of somebody cooking, and somebody's using a Charmander fire tail like the tail, the fire on the end of the tail to
Yeah,
heat it.
yeah.
I was like, there's so many cool details in here that if you're like, you just need to stop and look, especially if you're a big Pokemon fan. You'll see the different Pokemons. You'll
Oh,
see the
there's
different
a
shops.
ton of stuff.
Yeah,
There's an absolute ton of
and
stuff.
that's what gives me like optimism for this film specifically because of how much detail and Easter eggs. It's like these people know what they're doing. They know their material.
Yeah, there's that respect for the source.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They're not trying to take it too seriously, but they're also trying. They're trying to have some fun with it. There are some serious moments, of course. But like I said, the Easter eggs that they layered in here, and I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more in the movie when we watch it. It just, it just shows to me that these people actually took the time to read more about or research more about it, and care about layering it throughout the movie, like really good and where it made sense, and just feels like they care, you know. And that's all you can ask for people adapting source material. Make it seem like you care, at least, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, chat. There is a big Gengar balloon in there. There's also something else. I can't remember what's behind it. But you know, there's like a Victini sign in like when you see this shot.
I think there's a Lugia. There's all those signs. What was it? You know, like I would have wished maybe there was reference. I'm sure there will be maybe like, you know, Pallet Town or something like that. Just
well, I mean, if you look at, there's a poster in his room, like the main guy's room, but, like literally behind his like the bed's headboard. That's got the 14th annual Sinnoh Championships.
Yeah, that one.
So like, there's stuff to like places like that. I think there's also something. I want to say there's a Hoenn poster in there somewhere. I'm not 100% sure.
I think there's a Groudon. I'm not even entirely sure. There's just so much, but there's
they don't show you a lot. There's not a lot of legendary hints.
So I did pause it in that one shot when he goes into the room, but it's so dark that it's hard to make out some of the other posters. I'm like, dang it! Like I really wanted to just kind of pick around and see what was in there, but it's just too dark to see. I tried my hardest, like I been brightening up everything, but it's still like it just didn't work that well. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess some people are, you know, joking about the first stuff and this and that, and isn't it supposed to be more sleek or something? I don't know. To me, it worked out perfect.
What's supposed to be more sleek?
Like, I guess Pikachu or Jigglypuff's, like all their skins, like they all have fur.
Yeah, I have seen people saying like a furry Pikachu is weird or something like that. I mean, like it's a mouse. If you didn't realize that, then there's something wrong with you.
Because I remember there is certain moments where you see Pikachu have fur in the anime. Like it's like it sticks up. Like it's just really clean. But then at some points when he gets like into water or something like that, you see it stick out.
No one in their right mind is going to animate fur on a Pikachu every frame of an episode.
Yeah, like. I don't know. It's just some people like going super nitpicky about all of that, and
it's like with the whole Jigglypuff thing. People can like saying, "Oh, like Jigglypuff isn't fluffy." It's like, what do you think the curl on its head was?
Well, there's
that's not a flesh swell. Like that'd be disgusting.
The funniest thing was there was also that the main tweet of somebody complaining about the Jigglypuff thing, and then an actual Pokemon fan went into the comments and gave them the description of every Jigglypuff from Generation 1 to the current one, and only the first one is the one that doesn't have it's saying fur. All the other ones since like 2000s have it saying that Jigglypuff has fur.
Oh, really?
So it's just like, it was one of the funniest things. It was just like, you kind of just got wrecked, bro. Like, you know, like you said, Jigglypuff doesn't have fur. I mean, clearly, according to the last at least 17, 18 years, it did. I mean, there was a couple years where it didn't, but I mean, those couple years compared to the 18, like, I think you take the one with the more. I came out of this trailer thinking, like, I am 100% looking forward to this movie. It's probably going to be one of my favorite movies of 2019. And I just can't wait for what this leads into to like a Pokemon universe. I remember talking about it just months ago. Maybe even as soon as like just a couple weeks ago or literally a couple weeks ago. And just saying
we haven't talked about this movie for a while.
Okay. So I just remember the last time we talked about it, I had put it out there that was like, you know, we don't know what's going to come out of this movie. It's just Detective Pikachu. We're probably going to see it because we have to. We might not like it that much. And I was putting it out there. I was like, it probably isn't going to be good. And then I just watched the trailer and I'm like, what? Like, this is amazing.
To be honest, I think that probably helped a lot of people because everyone had written off. It's like, oh, it's a Detective Pikachu movie. It's not the Pokemon movie people want.
Yeah.
So, like, everyone's just written it off. They've got no expectations going in. It's
exactly.
Like, oh, look, it actually looks kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just need to get over that hump of they don't the art style doesn't work for me for half of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like Mr. Mime looks perfect.
Oh,
They
he's
couldn't have
great.
done a better job on that. That thing looks fantastic. Jigglypuff looks a bit cursed with the eyes. For the
Well,
most part, it looks
isn't she
fine,
making
but...
people go to sleep? That's the funny part.
I mean, yes, Jigglypuff,
Yeah.
Jigglypuff do, but it's just I don't know. It's the eyes that they're too big. Like you look at the Greninja in there, and they look horrifying. Like Charizard, we said it earlier. Like it's just too angry. Like yes,
Well,
Charizard always looks angry, but it's just like
see, I'm like the Greninja, like the Bulbasaurs look, in that Bulbasaur parade. I was
Bulbasaur
like,
look horrific. Like
I thought they looked great. I don't know.
no.
Like I even thought the Charizard
the,
looked pretty great.
the Bulbasaur. The point I was making earlier, where it's like it feels like they've met the ultra realism fan art with the animation in the middle. The Bulbasaur is the perfect example of that because the eyes do not work with like just the whole entire like art style doesn't work.
I guess you got to think about it too, as in this is the first trailer, right? When does it come out? May 11th. I guess they're still working on CG, I'd assume.
I mean, the quality of CG for this like is fine. Like obviously it will get better, but whatnot. It's just the two don't really mix. But like you look at stuff like as I said, Mr. Mime. There's a Morlo in the that Bulbasaur parade shot, like a little mushroom Pokemon. It looks fantastic. Some work and some don't. It's just the inherent nature that Pokemon are like so vastly diverse in design.
I will say, there is a Squirtle too. That looks cool. I didn't even see the Squirtle till now in the trailer.
Like Squirtle's gonna look weird as all hell.
Right? Yeah, I can see it from right now. But
you see Charmander's in like the first frame of the city shot, where like talking about Rhythm City, or whatever it's all
Rhyme City, Rhyme City, yeah.
And like Charmander looks weird compared to the rest of them because it's just this flat lizard.
I don't know. I thought he looked great. I thought they all looked great. Even Charizard, where he looks really aggressive, but I like Charizard.
I think the Charmander shot looks more like how I think everyone expected it, where like everything's sleek and it's clean. There's no fur or anything. Obviously, that Charmander's a lizard, but like, and then you look at Charizard.
Charizard has looks like a dragon, just straight up, like he has dragon skin. That's what I'm looking at it right now. He looks like he has dragon skin.
Charizard is and never will be a dragon. Thank you.
Yeah, but he just looks like a dragon, which is pretty dope.
I mean, he does, but he's not.
I think that's pretty cool. I mean, whether he is or isn't, I just think that's pretty dope.
The texture and the detail on it look fantastic. I think the biggest problem for me is the eyes.
Well, sure, the eyes look like super scary, like he's gonna murder you. And I mean, he was gonna murder Ash in that one time when he first evolved.
And the
Greninja, you're right. Like it does look a little scary, but I think. I thought it looked great for what it was supposed to be, and I guess they're the quote unquote like villains. I mean, somebody's using them.
I think they are.
Yeah,
I think there's. Like, I've been told there's one scene that is going to terrify kids with Greninjas. So
it's probably going to make me like it. Then if you say it's going to terrify kids, it's probably going to make me love it even more. I love Greninja.
Like to be fair, I think half this movie is going to terrify kids because just look at them. We've seen like behind the scenes things like well, to be fair, there's Psyduck in the trailer. Psyduck is just like whoa, those eyes are.
Dude, if that like hallway scene with the Greninjas chasing the characters, it's like if it has like a horror element to it, dude, I'm gonna be that's awesome. I'm so excited, dude, just because like talking about it.
They're ninjas, so it's gonna obviously it's in the name, they're ninjas, but there's clearly gonna be dark moments in that, like actual like lights off dark, not like oh my god.
Yeah, and like with Charizard, he is whether he's a dragon or not, he is this like a monster. He truly is a monster, and I guess they are kind of emphasizing on what the nature of certain Pokemons are, whereas like Charizard, he is a monster. Greninja, a ninja. It's gonna be darker in certain elements. I guess Jigglypuff is supposed to just look more like I guess a person with I don't know, but yeah, I think the thing that gets me super excited the most is that one girl who's in the movie who has the Psyduck.
Oh, what? Not Misty.
I mean, whatever, right? She gets me excited because she seems to be a trainer.
Does she seem to be a trainer?
She has a Pokemon with her, and I'm gonna assume she's a trainer. I know he has a Pokemon with him, but he said I don't need a Pokemon, and that's gonna be sad. But definitely, right, is gonna pull that off. But to me, she seems like a trainer. I mean, I think you see her in the beginning.
To be fair, she's got a hat on, hasn't she?
Yeah, in the car scene, yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
She's a trainer. She has a hat on and she's got the coat and everything. She looks like a trainer. So if she says like, "Yeah, I'm a Pokemon trainer," like that, just that alone can lead into like, you kind of talk about what is it, how did you get your Pokemon and stuff like that, and eventually lead into a movie where maybe there isn't a talking Pokemon and there's just a Pokemon trainer trying to get his badges or something. I don't know. You'd have to change that up a little bit, because I don't know how you make a movie out of like the 8 badge system and then in the league. That's kind of too much. That's too much. I feel like you kind of just got to do a story.
It's like the same, isn't it? Like, you go here, get this badge.
So like the movies, right? Like the original Pokemon movies, where they were just kind of a story. They weren't. I mean, they had the whole badges stuff with them, and I think they even would mention like, "Yeah, I just got this badge." But the first one was with Mewtwo, and I would love that to be the first movie, just kind of like a live action remake. Maybe switch it up a bit, but that adaptation would be great. And then you had the Entei one, the Lugia one. Like, just you have to do stories like that. I feel you can't just do the get 8 badges and go to the
question.
league.
Did you see the posters for this movie afterwards?
No, I'm gonna go look it up.
If you don't want to be spoiled on something, don't look at them up.
Oh, what kind of spoiler are we talking? Like,
something they didn't show in the trailer, and gonna say it now. It's an obvious spoiler. You can literally just guess, and you have a 1 in 151 chance of nailing what they spoil is.
Pikachu transforms or evolves?
No, they're not going to evolve.
I kind of want to see it, but let me see. I don't really care. I'm okay with it. Where is it? What? So I did. There's that. I saw that one poster of Pikachu with the tail, like that's the shadow. That's all I saw. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, it's a dumpster with graffiti on the side of it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. So it has like Pikachu in the distance, and it has Mewtwo, right?
Yeah.
So that's I saw that's exactly the thing I was talking about before about all the Easter eggs. Because yes, there's a lot in there, but the poster really has a lot of Easter eggs in it. Lickitun's in it. Mewtwo is possibly in this universe, and because M2, but
it's not possible.
It's not possible?
No, I'm saying he's in the movie.
Oh, it's possible. I mean, sure, that's awesome if he is. I mean, I assume maybe it's one of those things where he's in it and you kind of see glimpses, but at the end it kind of leads into like a spinoff.
Possibly, yeah.
See, I would like that, and I mean, Pikachu talks, right? Mewtwo talked in that first movie, so.
I mean, Mewtwo just talks, yeah.
He does, right?
Not talk. It's more telepathic.
But he does it in that one kind of episode, I think, where it's kind of it was supposed to be like a version of the movie, but it wasn't, and he was just kind of in the suit.
Yeah, he doesn't talk in that one because obviously he's in the armor at that point. But that was the lead into the movie.
So that was a lead into the movie. Oh, okay. I don't remember. It's been so long. I just remember that episode specifically.
I mean, I've only watched that episode once, but
yeah.
From what I remember, that was the lead-in because obviously it was that gym and everything.
Yeah, honestly, I could go on for this for hours, but we can't. So you got to stop me at some point when you want to, because there's just so much to talk about in terms of like spin-off materials, which this movie could do, and I'm sure in the future, this is a quote-unquote pilot. This is a test in a way of certain, like they might switch up textures for the next film, and I don't think anybody's gonna really complain too much. It's just textures.
I mean, I'll get used to how they look in this at some point. I imagine, like it was just the initial shock of like, what the hell am I looking at?
But yeah,
there's props of Snubble because they've made several like props of these. Snubble looks fantastic. His little pink furry dog with his 2 little teeth.
So yeah, I just want to reiterate one more time. I think if this movie at all has anything bad to it, it's going to be the main actor. I'm sorry, guy, Justice Smith. I'm sorry, but I just think if there's any flaw to it, it's going to be him. There's that one scene with Ken Watanabe where it's like, if you're anything like your father, and then he's like doing this weird kind of smiley, like he's a Joker or something. I'm like,
I think you misread that scene a bit.
I see, but he's trying to like smile, like, no, I'm not. But he just, I don't know. And there's that one, and there's
it's just more kind of like. I don't know.
I mean, maybe before that scene he's crying or something because his dad just goes missing or something like that. That might make sense why he's acting a little weird. Because if he just finds out right there and then, like his dad goes missing and he goes to Chief, and then he's like crying and whatever, and because it just seems weird in the way he acts. But if he was emotional, like the scene before, like the shot before, then I can be okay with it. Because I don't know, it just seems like it might be a little overacting. That might just be me though.
I mean, he might have been overacting. I didn't get that from it at all.
I don't know where that shirt's from though. It's like the weird like circle
The shirt.
The guy's shirt, the Justice with the one he wears towards the end of the trailer. It has like, what is it? It looks like a maze, maybe. Like
it might just be a Pokeball shirt.
No, I mean it could be, but yeah, it could be. I guess it just looks weird. I thought it would have meant something like
just like one that's really overly designed.
Yeah, I thought it could have been like something with unknown or something. You know.
I mean, it could be. It could very well be. You know, there's Easter eggs in every frame of that movie. Like
that's what I'm talking about.
I can't like.
Yeah.
Remember that
yeah.
shot.
Okay. So, like I said, I could talk about this forever. So stop me, please.
I mean, I don't know. You know, we got a little bit longer to go, but if you want to stop it there, we can stop it there. So yeah, that was Detective Pikachu. I think it's safe to say Joe's really excited for it.
Yeah, telling you, man, no words can really describe how excited I am for this.
Yeah, so I'm excited for it. I just have a hump to go over.
I might ruin it for you, which is okay for me, but.
What do you mean you might ruin it for me?
Because you hate when people get overly excited for stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's only in my face constantly, like, you know. No, I'm a Pokemon fan. I want Pokemon.
To be honest, I might actually just forget about this until the next trailer. Because I try to just, like, you know, first trailer, and then just kind of leave it all. Because then the anxious part of, like, waiting, I'm like, I just can't do it. So I just try to forget about it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you know, it's what it is. Like, I'm sure I'll get over the look and like Reynolds maybe not being the best choice for Pikachu, but it is what it is. So yeah, I almost ended the show completely there. I should not have done that. Did you see anything this week before we move on?
No, but Fantastic Beasts comes out this week, so I will be talking about that next week. And yeah, my kind of rant on that Harry Potter is the best out of all the geek culture franchises. That's gonna be.
I mean, you can.
I can try.
It's fine. Like, you know, it's 2018, Joe. It's okay to be wrong.
Yeah. Fantastic Beasts out this week. That's it. Oh wait, yeah. So real quick, the only movie that I was kind of gonna go see was Overlord. You told me that it's okay. Like people said it was okay, right? But I don't know. I look at that trailer again. I'm just like, doesn't look interesting.
No, it's a fun movie and maybe a little slump in the middle, but I've heard it's okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm expecting like it to be more Nazi zombies as opposed to this weird kind of war story.
I think it is mainly like, let's just kill zombie Nazis.
Really? I thought it was the other way around. Somebody else said it was the other way around, where it was more of the war story and kind of the zombies are just the background. And I'm like, I don't know. I kind of just wanted versus Nazi zombies.
I mean, you know how you can find out?
Go see the movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe.
No, make up your own mind, Joe.
Yeah.
You do you. But moving on to the box office for the weekend of November 9th. Not 2011. What am I talking about? Obviously, it's the 11th day. Yeah. But number 5, Star is Born. It's still going strong.
Yay.
8,105,163. Number 4, The Nutcracker. That had a bit of a drop. Number 3 is Overlord with 10.2. Second is Bohemian Rhapsody with 31. And number 1 is The Grinch with 67.5 million.
Question I want to ask you, you know, something like Bohemian Rhapsody, which of course had its own controversy in its own right, with singer, you know, he was directing part of it and then he wasn't, but it also, you know, it has a real disconnect between the critics and audience. It doesn't matter at this point, right? Minus 38%, like that's better than a lot of movies. Most movies do 50%, right? So it's like people are really getting into it. And I guess,
I mean, it's like A Star is Born. It's, you know, it's just, it has that gradual drop and it just keeps going and going.
It's also just because people really love being nostalgia about stuff, right? Whether it be Queen or whatever, and it's just like,
I mean, a Queen biopic was always going to make money.
I guess so. I don't know.
It's Queen.
I just when I first heard some of the critical reception, it was like the way the movie was edited and stuff like that. I was like, oh, this looks like it's gonna be a hard watch. But I guess some people just don't care. Some people just really like that it's essentially a music video, and it's all like,
Yeah,
I guess so. I mean, I guess the disconnect here is that I'm not the biggest fan of Queen. I should have known that going forward, and like kind of I should have been able to take that away. But I guess hearing the critical kind of perception of it, of how like it was made. I guess it was hard to take away that I'm not the biggest fan of Queen. Like, it's not that I hate them. I just don't love them as much as other people. Who doesn't love their songs, right? But I'm not into their whole discography and stuff like that. Like,
I mean, that's fine.
I'll go see Tupac. There's a difference there. I know more about Tupac than I don't know about Queen. So that's just
it's fine.
That's just different genres,
different folks.
Exactly, right. But I think it shows something. That something like this where it has a disconnect, but it also there is that controversy with at the very beginning when it was being made, and it's still doing pretty good.
Yeah,
I think it says something about audience that I think some people, especially critics, failed to believe in.
Well, like, you know, the critics go in with a complete different mindset to a general audience. Now, critics will go in to be like, right, how is this film made? Is it made well? Blah 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 blah. Audiences don't go in with that mindset. It's like there's always been a disconnect between the two because they're viewing things differently.
No, exactly. But there is that. I remember reading a couple of the stories, and some of them would say that they don't think people are going to go watch it just because of how it was made. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how it was made. It's just it's about Queen.
But, you know, all the general audience want to see is go see Queen. You know. Here's a movie about Queen. They have the songs everyone wants. Like, there you go. Pay a tenner for it and have a good hour and a half.
Chad was right. That Tupac movie that was kind of recent did suck because Tupac had an iPhone. What?
Wow.
Yeah, that's how you. That's exactly. Everybody just went against that.
Yeah, did that movie. Didn't
yeah, and the people who were like there with Tupac, everything went out of their way to bash that movie, saying like, you know, it never went like this and like that. But they have made other Tupac movies and they have done well. And Straight Outta Compton was another good one that I really loved. I loved.
Yeah, that was a good movie. Yeah.
But yeah,
what was the consensus on Notorious when that came out?
The older version, because people love that movie, right? People love that older movie.
The one from like the mid 2000s.
Yeah, people love that movie. People always go back to it. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Yeah, it's a good movie.
I originally I liked it, but then like the last, or at least this decade, I've seen people being like, "Hey, it wasn't that great." It's just like, really, I love that movie.
Maybe if a lot of people didn't like it, it was more of a cult hit, and it just feels like I'm around the people who did like it. So I don't know. It felt like people did like it, but so okay, Grinch. We knew it was gonna do this good. What was the over under? Was it like 60 million or 59? Or was it 69?
It was looking at 69, so it's falling just under. But, you know, like, that's no projections and tracking's ever exact. Like, you know, it just gives you a rough idea. So it's not like, oh my god, it underperformed. Like, no.
So, was it a good idea to put it around this time? It's not Christmas yet.
I mean, have you seen what's coming up?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, was it worth it? I mean, I guess.
I think so, yeah.
The money it made now, it maybe wouldn't have made. It probably wouldn't even have been number one if it came out in December. Because there's Into the Spider-Verse and these other ones.
You know, it's looking at what 290 domestic total. Like,
I mean, that's a great trip to the box office right there.
Yeah, you know, like sure it might not be the best movie ever made, but it's Illumination Studios. It's what they do. Yeah. So like, you know, I think it was a smart idea moving it to this early. Like,
the thing that surprises me the most is that the fact that Nutcracker only did 50%, like only lost 50%. I thought it was doing like 70 or something as bad as that. But I just seem maybe there's not that much out. You know, the Nutcracker found its way in.
I mean, to be fair, the Nutcracker couldn't really drop that much. It only made 20 last weekend.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But at least it's not a girl in the spider's web, because
yikes.
That
I saw that trailer and I don't know. It just didn't seem that interesting. I don't know if I guess I'm not the only one who thought that, because clearly it didn't make a lot of money. I made some, I guess, but I get on a budget.
It made something stupid like 800,000.
Yeah, but on a budget of 43 million, it's like.
Yeah, it's a bit of a. no more of those movies. So
Yeah, that's a like a franchise,
that's,
right? Like
that's
a
a
book.
franchise.
Yeah, because I always hear about them, and I'm like, are people watching these movies?
I mean, they were
I
like the
guess
whole girl and the dragon tattoo and all that sort of stuff. People used to watch
yeah,
that.
that was a big thing back in the day, right? But I guess not anymore. It just kind of it's too old now.
To be fair, that franchise died when they they rebooted it straight after the original Swedish one came
Oh
out.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Stars Born still making then Overlord, I guess,
yeah, Overlord didn't do too bad. It was looking at what it went over the projection, so
yeah, they're pretty good there.
yeah, too bad.
Yeah.
Of course, next week or this weekend, I should say, we have what Fantastic Beast, Instant Family, and Windows.
Widows.
I think Widows. Not,
Is that the one? Is Widows the one? No, it's not the one I'm thinking.
Don't know why I've only ever heard about it this week.
Let me see. I'm gonna look it up because I feel like I've seen the trailer for it. IMDb, Widows, IMDb. Okay, is this the one with the girl from the lady from How to Get Away with Murder? It is Viola Davis. Yeah. So this is a film. Like if we're talking about like the spider tattoo one, and you see the trailer and you're kind of like, eh. I saw the trailer for Widows like a couple weeks ago, and I was just like, "How come this movie isn't getting a lot of buzz? It has a lot of great stars in it." Let me name it all for you: Viola Davis, Liam Neeson, John Bernthal, Michelle Rodriguez. Let me see, Colin Farrell. It has this Manuel Garcia Rufo. I feel like I've heard that guy's name a lot, but it has somebody else that's not here because I remember him, Robert Duvall too. It just has a really strong cast. I feel like I don't know if you've heard what this movie was about.
No. As I said, I've only heard about this movie this week.
It has the guy from Get Out and Black Panther. The main guy of Get Out and like the bad guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya. Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, it's Daniel or something. But yeah.
It has him and somebody else. It has a strong cast. So essentially, I'm just gonna quick description real quick. Essentially, Viola Davis's husband gets in debt with like this gang or whatever, and he dies, but somebody still has to pay up, right? So, and somebody still has to like do the job or something like that. And Viola Davis has to get her girlfriends together who have never done anything illegal in their lives for like, we have to figure this out. And they're basically up against Liam Neeson, Danny Kaluuya, and all those guys. And to me, it just looks like it's gonna be. If you want an action film to watch, this is it. This is gonna be it. I'm putting stake in this. I think this movie is gonna be really good. I mean, good in a context of like this is an action movie that you can like watch a couple times, multiple times. Yeah,
that's cool then.
So I don't know. It just feels like it's not getting the hype, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like it should, just because it has a strong cast. Yeah. So people said. Current in chat, people said that this is better than Ocean's 8, which Ocean's 8 was more of a comedy, right?
What was Ocean's 8?
With the all woman, the all female.
Oh yeah.
That was more of a comedy. This one, this is more of a hard edge action Ocean's 8 essentially, and whether Ocean's 8, however it was, I think this just has a banging cast and is gonna work so well. I think that one. I don't know. I feel word of mouth could probably help it out a bit because I don't know about the other one, Instant Family, like Mark Wahlberg.
18. That's looking at 18 mil.
I guess you already know Fantastic Beasts are gonna make so
much.
Mark
Wahlberg, he brings in money. So.
He does. I mean, we both know, right? Fantastic Beasts is gonna take it all. It's gonna take all the money.
That's looking at 73.
Yeah, it's gonna take all the money. It doesn't matter. But let's see.
Because I'd go like Fantastic Beasts, The Grinch.
Yeah.
Would I then go Bohemian Rhapsody again?
If it loses 50% of 31, it's like 16, 15 and a half. 40%, 14, 18. So what did you say Instant Family would make?
Instant
18?
Family is 18, Widows is 16.5.
So
Bohemian down to 5, and then those two in between.
But that's 2 and 3. So I guess Instant or Widows is 2 and 3.
Well, no. Wait.
Because you said Bohemian down to 5.
Yeah, but Fantastic Beasts is one.
Yeah.
The Grinch is second.
Oh no, you're right. I forgot about Grinch for a second. You're right.
So then you just put what? Instant Family third, Widows fourth, Bohemian five.
Exactly, because all those other ones are just gonna get pushed down super hard because of just the magnitude of what these films are gonna bring. So
yeah. So
like Marky Mark, still a name.
I mean, yeah, isn't it like the highest paid actor or something like that?
I still think The Rock would have been that.
Nah.
I always hear about like different actors getting called the highest paid actor in Hollywood.
I mean, to be fair, The Rock probably should, just for the sheer amount of projects he takes on, but the sheer amount that don't get made probably drag his salary down.
Maybe that's true.
Like, he could be on far more than he actually should be. Like in theory, he's making a ton.
Yeah,
he's not actually bringing in that much. But
Instant Family.
To be fair, he's still bringing in multi-millions a year just for food, like,
I mean, this could be a nice film, like for the quick little comedy. Mark Wahlberg,
that's what they are, really, isn't they?
Yeah,
like, just pack your brain off and.
Oh, it's Rose Byrne. She's funny.
I think it's something else then.
No, she is funny. Like Rose Byrne. Have you ever seen that movie Spy with Melissa McCarthy?
Yeah, half of it maybe. I think I turned it on once.
I saw it one time, and I thought that movie was hilarious, and Rose Byrne did amazing. And was
she the mother in that?
No, I think she was like the person that Mr. McCarthy had to protect.
Oh yeah.
I thought she was great in that. Like she was like, what is it? Like a spoiled brat, but also evil. I don't know. It was just a funny movie. I thought she was great in it.
It was weird, but yeah. That's So we think the top 5 is going to be next weekend.
So Fantastic Beasts looking at around 73? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Because there is this thing of like, I saw some reviews saying that it isn't like all that great, and that,
it's kind of like.
Yeah, and I've seen some people talk like who are fans of the series and just the wizarding world who said like, it doesn't matter, like this movie is gonna. In no better way to say it for the fans, like it's just like this movie. Some critics are probably gonna dislike it, but it's gonna be like.
I mean, they say it's for the fans just to get the fans in, but it's all they're only making this for money. That's literally.
Well, yeah, everybody makes something from. Yeah, it's I guess.
This is a bit more of a shallower. Like we just
a lot. Maybe some of the perception might be because of Johnny Depp and that thing with Amber Heard, and that sucks. That for some people. That film is going to be hit because of Johnny Depp and all the off-screen controversy. But, that's what happens. And I guess you probably shouldn't have hired the guy, but at the same time, it's like, maybe it was, moment, it was still like...
Didn't it come out that, he was actually clear of all that, and it was actually her who was the crazy
maybe that's initially they had it. They're like, oh, that's okay to hire him, and then I guess it came back, and it was him more so than her. I'm not into the whole like he said, she said, but I do think the whole Johnny Depp stuff could hit it a little bit, which is why I would probably go under.
I mean, it's possible because like
you got to go under, right?
Yeah, but
I would love it to go over because I just want more, especially while I was watching Sabrina, I was like, I just want more magic stuff. But there's, in the magic stuff, not a lot of people do actual magic.
No. So
that's like the sad part. It's like, I want more magic stuff to be given the opportunity to see people do more magic, but sometimes they don't really do a lot of magic. So here's hoping, at least for my sake, that it does pretty good. And
I mean, like, let's be honest here. The Harry Potter fans are gonna love this movie no matter what.
I mean, I wouldn't say no matter what. I'm sure they're going to go see it.
I mean, they enjoyed the first one, and the first one was...
No, because I've seen some Harry Potter fans, like, agreeing that the first one wasn't that great. I'm sure they still like it, similar to how...
They still made that movie a ton of money.
Well, yeah, but that, there's certain movies that make a lot of money, and... So,
exactly, this was...
So... we love the MCU, right? We love Marvel superheroes. We all agree that like something like Thor or Thor 2 isn't that great, but
they're not bad.
There's still some. I mean, I haven't seen the first Fantastic Beasts, so I wouldn't say it was bad.
I couldn't finish it. But then again, I'm not like I've kind of moved on from the Harry Potter stage in my life.
No, I'm still into it. I just Yeah, I'm still into it. I just want more. Like like I said, I pitched the HBO series where it's in the wizardry world and kind of like the present
the
day.
HBO Harry Potter series kind of writes itself, and I have no idea why Warner Bros. Haven't
Yeah,
even thought of it
I'm
yet.
still saying that like Harry Potter beats Voldemort, and he's known throughout the wizarding world as like this legend status or whatever. And this series takes place in another country, and because I think what Fantastic Beasts takes place in America, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Harry Potter took place in somewhere in London, I guess, or British somewhere. I
mean, there's parts of it in London, but it's not actually.
So somewhere in the UK. I don't know. It's too big. And then this other one would take place anywhere else, right?
Than most states. What are you talking about?
Yes, I don't know too much about the UK.
No, but I think you can fit the entire UK in Texas.
Damn.
Yeah.
I did not know that actually. That is a surprise to me. But
maybe not UK, maybe England you can fit in Texas.
I'm just telling you, man. Having like a continuing series after the Harry Potter movies. Harry's a legend. Somebody out there is like they look up to him. He's been Harry Potter for a while. He's been living his family and stuff like that. And
he's been Harry Potter for a while. I'd assume.
Well,
so.
Okay. Well, I guess Harry the legend, right? Harry Potter the legend.
Yeah, I mean he's been that since like he was born.
I guess so, right? He was like the guy with the scar, and you know what? One of the things I always liked about the movie was that he wasn't necessarily the strongest, and he wasn't even all that special. He was.
That was the kind of point of his character.
Yeah,
right?
he was just.
He's not really anyone. It's like it was more his parents doing it.
Yeah, but I think that's also the point of the movie was that he isn't anybody, but he's still able to work hard through these. Through these kind of hardships and win in the end. So I don't know. I still love stuff. The fourth one was still the best one.
We're now just talking about Harry Potter.
Yeah, HBO make a TV show.
Yeah, you can pitch that on Monday. But yeah, so we're going to end it there before Joe carries on with the HP talk.
I carry on for a long time.
So yeah, thanks for joining everyone in the Twitch and YouTube, on SoundCloud, wherever you are listening, and we will catch you all tomorrow for the CBC Live.
Bye.
So yeah,
Toodles.